Apologies for the webcam video. I just wanted to crank this out. It's Friday. If you look behind me at the chaos, I am moving. I bought a condo. Front birthday party, cheers. Give me applause. I am now in debt for the rest of my life. Very exciting news. I don't want to get too sidetracked here, guys. This is the coolest thing to happen since sliced bread. Halo Infinite. There were leaks floating around about this, and they just came out and confirmed it on Twitter that Halo Infinite multiplayer will be free to play. Let that sink in for a second. Free to play. Everyone. PC, Xbox, and also 120 frames I'm just excited, obviously. 120 frames per second on Xbox Series X. Crazy goal to hit. Free to play. So let's talk about that for a second. Because, that implies a lot of things that I don't know if everyone picks up on. I've seen generally positive reactions to this, which I think should be the case. Honestly, guys, with this announcement alone, as well as the launch of Halo Infinite on PC alongside console, first time that has happened in Halo history, this will be the biggest Halo game ever released. Bar none. It is impossible. It is impossible for it not to be. Just with that. And it's free to play. Everyone will be. Who is not going to try Halo Infinite? It is going to be absolutely massive. If you're not creating Halo content now, you better get on that. Ride that rocket ship. The implications of that. I saw some people talking about on Twitter saying that I only buy multiplayer. I buy Halo for the multiplayer. So now what? They're not going to get money. That's multiplayer. The implication of that is that the campaign you have to pay for. What I assume to be, full price, $60 game. How they incentivize multiplayer users to play single player and how much they care about that is going to be interesting to me. I can think of a lot of ways that'll happen. I think of Modern Warfare and Warzone. I don't think there's really, as much as I know, there's not really much crossover there. They don't really be like, hey, go play campaign. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know in chat if you can maybe unlock things by playing campaign or something that come over. I don't think so. But I think that something like that is feasible, right? Being because imagine if you came into Halo multiplayer with, a Sangheili style armor, and everyone's like, damn, bruh, where'd you get that? Where'd you get recon? Well, I beat campaign on Lasso. Damn it. I should play this. Challenges. We've seen challenges come up in MCC lately, and then, obviously it sucks that they're repeating. I want these challenges to be fresh from here on out. I assume, they're going to be taking that feedback, but the existence of challenges alone is awesome. It's made me play a stupid amount of hours at MCC just to hop on, get my weeklies. Will we have what the cadence will be if we'll have dailies, weeklies. Part of me wants dailies because I'll log in every day. Part of me likes how MCC's doing it, so I can skip days, so I don't have to log on every single day. But challenges are insane, and if you have what they do now with the PvE versus PvP tab, and you're playing the game and you're realizing that you can't rank up in multiplayer as fast, or your overall progress as fast unless, you're only doing 50% of the work, unless you also have campaign. And then you're going in and you're doing campaign stuff. That's my thought. I think they've shown their hand, essentially. I've always said this about 343, is that they've kind of always shown us where things are going, lately, with the exception of, maybe I'm being hopeful, right? Halo 5's marketing and MCC launch and all of that aside, my hope is all of this has become learning experiences to be more transparent and to show their hand. I mean, if you look back at the original Halo trailer, we're not talking about graphics here. I'm not going to get into that discussion right now. They've shown us the style of open world Halo for a while. They've shown it. They've made these kind of things obvious between highlighting the towers and them firing in that initial trailer and stuff. I think what I'm saying here is probably right. I think it's very, it has to be. If not, take my ideas 343, right? Like, this is how it's going to work. Back to monetization, this also is going to mean microtransactions. Woo! They were inevitable. Let's be very clear here. I don't know how many years it's going to take for people to understand that microtransactions are here to stay. They're not going away. You should have accepted that years ago. So now you can, put your energy into something else, or into fighting for a fair microtransaction system. It's inevitable. That's going to happen. Obviously, the negative feeling being maybe more so and maybe more negatively now that it is a free-to-play multiplayer experience. They can get around this. I mean, they've confirmed it's, as far as I'm aware, they've like confirmed and like leaned towards the idea that it's like no loot boxes and it'll be cosmetics and stuff like that. There's no way they're gonna do any kind of game altering thing. Not a chance. Bet my life on that. Maybe I shouldn't. You never know. High hopes, high confidence that we're gonna have cosmetic only non-loot box things. How they manage that versus like the playing side of it, and that's what I'm trying to figure out. How they balance it between maybe pushing people to buy the single player portion, or what kind of like DLC stuff looks like maybe paid DLC that's just super cool. I think they're gonna get a lot of money if they do go the route I just explained, where they kind of make sure they balance between and make it so it feels like you're missing out if you're not also playing campaign alongside multiplayer. I hope they lean more that way versus nickel and diming ya with cosmetics. I went into this kind of like almost defending it, but I'm I don't know. I don't know how the cosmetics are going to work, or the microtransactions, rather, how they're going to work. Kind of hold high hopes. That's why you always put your energy into thinking about ways that you would be okay with that. So that you can, whenever you don't like something or you have a gut reaction, always give an alternate proposal. Companies are going to make money. There are going to be microtransactions. These are things we know. All right? What are you going to do about it? What's your voice going to lend to that? Don't make it, I don't like microtransactions, because that is not going to change anything, because they're going to exist. What's your next point? As a gaming community, I really feel people need to finally accept this. And I know there's already going to be people painting me like, no, microtransactions ruined gaming. It's just it's business. You live in a capitalist world here. Money, the companies need to keep making money. These quadruple A companies are expensive. They cost so much. And if the rumors are true about how much Halo Infinite has cost, people have said $500 million. I don't believe that high. I wouldn't be surprised if Halo Infinite's cost like $100 million so far, right? Like just in how long, 5 years, and how many employees they have, and outside studios, and it's wild. Microtransactions are happening. How would you be comfortable with them? And especially knowing that it's free to play. Like, think about games that have done microtransactions that you didn't hate. Think of any, which is going to be a lot of games to choose from now, right? But, the big but here, also look at it from a business angle. You always got to look at it from a business angle. The company needs to make money. How can they make money? How can they sell microtransactions without you being too mad about it? Because that's the goal, right? Like that's perfect if that can happen. If people are excited to throw $5 at this free-to-play game, then maybe that's all you spend, right? You spend $5, or even if it's $5 a month, maybe that's pushing it for some people. But if you get enough people doing that, that makes some pretty good revenue for the company, and then they won't have to necessarily double down on that, right? Something worth thinking about what that's going to look like with a free-to-play title. But, without worrying too much about that, don't worry your little head, because it's going to be the biggest Halo of all time. Ever. Content creators are going to kill it. Streamers are going to kill it. The community is going to thrive. It could be a mediocre title, and the population will be there. I don't want it to be a mediocre, it's Halo. But it's gonna have insane numbers. And I am of the opinion that, honestly, for the most part, community makes the game. Community has made Halo for so many years. Think of Halo 3. Halo 2. Goddamn, think of any Halo game. Halo 3 had an MLG playlist that was community managed and, by those specific companies and such, right? You had your Griff balls. You had your custom games, right? Like, these communities created themselves around the game. As long as the base game works and is customizable, and it sure feels like Infinite is going to be, hopefully, the most customizable Halo game ever. The community will make the game. The community will make it live and bring it to new heights. So if we show up as a community to the biggest Halo game ever and fight for it to be better, and want change, provide constructive criticism, but support it. Support the devs, support the title, provide alternatives. Again, even like the microtransaction discussion, right? Like, be level-headed, be grounded, understand how the world works. Get outside of the internet bubble, get outside of the gaming bubble. The world that we live in, how that works, and how money changes hands. Like, just separate yourself for a minute. Think how this is going to work. And come to terms with some aspects of that. Otherwise, you're just going to be mad all the time. Very big game. Very exciting. Wow. Also, 120 FPS. I'm not even going to touch on that. I hope they can do that. I'm a little afraid they're going to cut a lot of corners to make that happen, but maybe the Series X is going to be way better than we thought. I also want to talk about, they did a little post talking about the questions people had about Halo Infinite, about the graphics, etc. Flighting is still, seems like kind of up in the air. They're honestly not sure it's going to be possible in terms of flighting. That sucks. People asking about, where Cortana, the created, etc. They're dancing around that. You'll need to play Halo Infinite's campaign. How do you pronounce Escharum? It's Escharum. There you go. Are there kill barriers or return to battlefield zones? As I mentioned in my interview, they said they're going to reduce that as much as possible. There's always going to be exceptions here and there, but usually if you can see it, you should be able to go there. Very exciting. That is, I hope they stay true to that, man. I don't want them to pull a Bungie and say, if you can see that, you can go there and then make it, actually a linear experience. That was very disappointing. What is upsetting is that the shotgun and pistol are here to stay, and the normal ones are not in the game. The Magnum, the tactical shotgun, are not in the game. But they mention having further additions to Halo Infinite Sandbox. If people want that back enough, look at Halo 5. When Halo 5 just started, honestly, say what you will about Halo 5. I think, other than their excessive variants of helmets, it was pretty damn cool when they started bringing, different weapons, like the CE Magnum stuff. Those were so fun when they dropped. Those monthly updates were actually a lot of fun. Seeing that in Infinite, just bringing those to the sandbox, really cool. And to me, it's very clear that they're finally starting to figure things out. And they have their own engine. If it works as well as they say it does, right? They can just be drag and drop. It's that easy. You press a button, How hard is game dev? Grapple shot in multiplayer is a pickup. It's a pickup in multiplayer. So that is good. Very exciting. Halo Infinite will be on Steam. Just like previous Halos, you can do easy, normal, heroic, legendary right before you start your adventure. Yeah, they got more stuff coming. They're laughing at Craig memes all day, so they're taking that in good stride. Honestly, that seems the best. That's the most of it. As a reminder, everything confirmed about Halo Infinite so far. This is sometime after Halo 5 is when it takes place. There is an internal pro team. Split screen will be a thing. LAN support will be a thing. Black undersuits will be a thing. Microtransactions will not include real money loot boxes. That is good. Although that does imply there may be non-real money loot boxes, right? There may be randomization via in-game credits that are not purchasable. Something to that effect. There may be some RNG there. I'm not against some RNG. Just Halo 5 was probably to the extreme. If you liked Halo Reach customization, you'll like Halo Infinite customization. Players who hit 152 in Halo 5 will get a token of appreciation. Who did that in my chat? Let me know, because I am on one hand jealous and one hand sorry, because that's a lot of work. I'm not doing it. Forge will be in Halo Infinite and have undo and redo buttons. there you have it. How do you guys feel about this? Let me know in chat. Apologies again for this quick webcam video. Hopefully it's not too awful. What news? I'm excited. Who's excited? Me. Biggest Halo ever. Quote this. It will be.